This is CBS 11 News Now.
Just about noon here on a Tuesday. Hello again, everyone. This is News Now, our digital update here at CBS 11. I'm Ken Molestino. We are live with you here on Facebook, so be sure to chat with us, join in on the conversation, and participate with this. Hey, again, just updating you guys here midday on what we're working on here over at CBS 11. Want to let you know, in case you already know, March 6th, of course, it is voting day right now. Time to get out there, cast those votes. Texas, by the way, becomes the first state in the nation to hold a primary in the 2018 campaign season, in case you didn't know that. A little factoid for you on this Tuesday. Steady stream of voters we saw earlier today filling polling places out and about. Each person that we talked to, they told us that they agreed that it is very important to vote, they say. Texas, again, first state in the nation with a primary in the midterm election year. Republican and Democratic voters will choose which candidates will face the opposition on the ballot in November. These are runoff primaries, so if no one wins the majority outright, then what happens next? You might have guessed, top two candidates move on to a runoff. That'll happen in May. I want to also let you know, guys, if you're out and about, by the way, a bunch of people saying hello here on Facebook already. If you're planning on going out to vote, you haven't already done so, over in Dallas, DART is giving free rides to get you to the polls. So if you want to take advantage of that, you have to show your Texas voter registration card. And remember that you do have to vote in your precinct. That is very important. And you can look all that up on cbsdfw.com. We have a wealth of information for you there on our website. It's warming up right now. But many people in Northwest Dallas are still without heat, without any hot water today. All of this as that natural gas outage continues. Of course, we're talking about that situation involving Atmos. The company says that service has been restored to about 140 homes. But as of last check, that brings the count now, folks, to 2,600 that are still without their natural gas service connected. So some people chose to go to hotels. Some people saying they went to a friend's house, they're staying in nearby homes. But everyone we spoke to, most people say they're very grateful for the stipend that they're being given, $250 a day, so that they could prepare for these cooler temperatures that we're about to get that are going to move in through tonight into the next couple of days. Atmos crews, by the way, on their part, they are working 24 hours a day around the clock to get that gas flowing, to make those necessary repairs to 2.5 miles of natural gas pipelines. The massive repair project began after a 12-year-old girl died in a house explosion last month. You might remember that. Atmos, again, providing that stipend, $250 to the households that have been directly affected by this outage. But again, their work continues, and it's going to continue for some time. So right now, we do want to talk a little weather here because, Jeff Ray, the cold temperature that we're expected to get tonight, the sort of dip in temperature, that's going to affect a lot of folks who maybe chose to stay home.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday. We've got some cold mornings ahead of us for those people without gas. First, let's talk about what's going on right now. In case you were curious, sunshine now. Temperatures are in the low 60s. There was a chill in the air this morning, but the winds might be the story this afternoon. Fortunately, there wasn't any wind this morning. It really had a low wind chill, but you see how it's gotten a little gusty out here just over the last couple hours, wind gusts over 20. And we are forecasting a windy afternoon. As the day goes on, we'll continue to see the winds pick up, especially just north of the Metroplex, but including over the metro area. No rain in the forecast, Ken, until we get to probably Friday, if not Saturday. High pressure sitting right over us. So that was 41 was the low this morning at the airport, and over in Alliance it got down to 30 degrees. So there were some locations that got to freezing and below this morning, like in Denton, Bridgeport, Mineral Wells below freezing. Graham was one of the colder temperatures at 29. So what's in store for us? Our forecast this afternoon is we're end up in the upper 60s. And then tonight, we should have still some wind. Temperatures will get into the upper 30s for lows over the Metroplex. On the outlying areas, again below freezing. It will feel colder than that because there will be more wind tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's high, by the way, 60 degrees, so we're going to get a little bit of a cool spell here under this high pressure. It starts warming up, and on Thursday we're right back at 67 degrees. But talking about these freezes, it's not going to get at freezing or below at DFW. Freezes so far this season. We've had 25 mornings where the temperature got to 32 degrees or below. We've had 11 freezes this winter. Typically, you have about 33. Our last winter was 11, which was a record, the fewest ever. Typically have 33. But of interest to note is that last year we shattered the record of the earliest last freeze. It happened on January 8th.
Check that out.
A 1 in 18,000 year probability. And now, this year, if we don't get another freeze, and we only average 2 every March, if we don't get another freeze, none in the forecast, the earliest last freeze this year will be February 12th, and that will rank on the list 5th. So we were talking about yesterday how quick it's warming up here of late.
Yeah, right.
And we look at the climatology of the last decade. Now stuff like this is showing up as well. We're getting earlier last freezes, and so begins the growing season. So.
Gotcha. All right, Rick Schiebel saying it was 36 degrees last night in Briar. That's pretty cool.
I believe
also.
Rick was a former weather watcher when we ran that program.
So, let me see here. Yaya Vicario saying March came in like a funny-looking emoji. Is that what you're saying on Facebook?
Yeah,
is that a lion? What does that look like? A little lion?
It's supposed to be a lamb. It came in like a lamb. It was the day before. It was a mess.
Lion almost.
You remember that record rain on the last day of February, right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, she brings up a good point. Here's the other comment. All this rain, my flowers better look awesome this spring and summer. I think a lot of people are expecting that, right?
The spring rains came early, and not to say we won't have more, but it does look reasonably dry for the next 2 weeks. Here is, by the way, the 7-day forecast. I think most people are noticing the weekend right away.
Yes.
At 82 degrees. It's going to get warm before the next front comes through on Sunday, and then we cool down again. And the clock forward, I was in the wrong position. It's actually
on Monday. Yeah, somebody just reminded us to make sure to spring forward. Hey, I want to say hello to Wesley Schaefer. He's saying hello from Arlington. Wesley, hope you're having a good Tuesday here. Before we let you go, though, there we go. That's what I like to do. Take these tower cams. That looks cool. Isn't it cool to...
A lot of sunshine today.
Right,
you know, it's a little breezy out there. You probably need a light jacket because of the winds.
Yeah.
There's our live shot from our studio. You know, we operate 2 studios, one here in Fort Worth, our primary studio, where you see most of our shows, all our shows originate from. But we do have a news studio in Dallas, and that's a shot from their window. Yeah. That is a shot from our studio, Fort Worth, looking off to the east.
Clear skies. Look at that. That's a lot of blue.
That's a lot of blue sky.
You remember about a week ago, we had gray for, what, like a 2-week stretch, it felt like.
It was. Literally, it was 9 days in a row of hardly seeing the sunshine. That's the live Fort Worth. That's Dallas. The one before was Fort Worth, and you see they're all showing the same thing. Plenty of sunshine to look forward to today. That's a live shot.
DFW looking great over there. All right, guys. So, hey, listen, the weather's looking good. Everything's looking great right now. Get out and, of course, vote. Of course, the primary is happening here. The polls close. By the way, Jack Fink, he's going to be doing a 7 o'clock Facebook Live event right after the polls close. And as soon as we start getting these numbers coming back here at CBS 11, he's going to be on live with you all here on Facebook. That happens at 7 o'clock, and he's going to have a panel of people talking about some of the big races and just some of the issues going into this. So right now, as you can see, a big push to get those primary voters into the polls across the state. And, of course, here in North Texas, no short of enthusiasm for people trying to run for office here. So.
I tell you, this is the season, isn't it?
Get out, get your sticker, place your vote. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for this Facebook Live here a little bit past noon. We appreciate you. We've got a busy day of news ahead, so we're going to check with you at 3 o'clock, and, of course, CBS 11 News at 4. But we'll talk about that a little later. In the meantime, we're not too far. CBSDFW.com is the website. Follow us across all social media platforms. We'll talk to you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.